Hey, Arlene. Just setting everything up here. I think we're pretty, let's see, maybe a little tilty, a little tilted. There we go. Still a little tilted. Trying to get it straightened up. You can't fix that ahead of time. So, how you doing? Hi, Andrew. Sherry Bug, Mary, Kat. Good morning. Hi, Janet. And so if you're just joining us or watching the recording, I always come on a little early before my normal 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday and Wednesday. I come on a little early to say good morning to everybody. So if you want to get right into the project or whatever, just slide that little bar forward. So, yeah. Kayla, Molly, Asa. Is it Asa? Let's see. Nashwa, good morning. So, hi, Terry. So I thought I'd do a couple of little projects today and maybe some catch up, and we'll see what everybody feels like doing today. We're going to do little hope folders. Y'all know that right now, Kathy Arbor and I'm sure Picola will have a link when she comes in. Kathy Arbor is doing a file folder project at this time. And I did pull out one of our old file folder projects to show you. We've done many file folder projects around here. Today, we're going to concentrate on a mini file folder project. We're going to concentrate on that. Oh, well, I know, Janet, you're probably, chilling, got the cat on your lap. Just kidding. Put the link in. Janet's always saying, don't give me the Mod of the Year award. Oh, and I forgot my juice. Let me go run get my juice. Hang on. Well, Janet's getting that link. Okay, here we go. Okay, 1 second, guys. So I tried to think of a project that we could do, especially if you have kids at home. Something they can do or it's easy to do and might encourage them as well. Hi, Teresa, Artsy Nancy. Oh, Kathy Arbor. She's doing the file folder thing. Oh my gosh. You're so funny, Janet. Hi, Kenny. Holly D. Oh, I'm sure I missed a couple people while I stepped away. I think I said hi to Teresa. Hi, Shy. SH Creations. Hello. Hi, Desert Nana. Mary Beth MB. Diane. Okay. I do have my fan on in here, so if I start sounding like I'm going to have to move it away from my face, but it's a little stuffy, but it's rainy, so I can't really open the windows because then if it starts raining, I'm going to have to be rushing around closing windows. So it's a little stuffy in here, so I have my fan on. Hi, Faithfulness. Natalie, let's see. I'm still Sean. Oh, okay. I didn't know you'd change your name. Okay, Sean. I didn't know you changed your name. People come and go around here. Let's see. Diane, Natalie. So hope everybody had a good weekend, stayed safe, stayed healthy, stayed peaceful. I saw a tweet and it said something like, your grandparents and great grandparents were asked to go off to war and be wounded and probably killed. We're being asked to sit on the couch. I thought that was a little light humor there to I do have one more. I do have one toilet paper thing. Don't email me. Don't leave me a comment. Don't unfollow me because I talk about toilet paper. I would send Sean, or I mean not Sean. I would send Ian a roll of toilet paper if I knew it would get to him. He may have found some by now, so I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was, but you're just being asked to sit on the couch. So hi CB. So yeah, I don't know Ian's toilet paper situation, but well, Ian is hilarious. I love that man. In a brother kind of way. Don't email me. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I'll show you this one before we get started because Denise sent me this. All right, let me tell the story first of this. If y'all remember some years ago, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you're here today, Kangaroo. Let's see. Yeah, Natalie. So if y'all remember a few years ago, Denise, well, you remember it was a thing. People were taking toilet paper, the cores, taking the cores and mashing them and making little books out of them. Y'all remember that? And smashing them flat and making little mini books out of the toilet paper core rolls. Well, some couple years after that was a trend, some of y'all were here when Denise came over and helped me do a clean out and organizing. And while I ran down to get coffee, she was on camera and she asked you girls, what is this? And she showed flattened toilet paper rolls, right? She showed these flattened toilet paper rolls and said, what is she doing with these? And some of y'all had to explain to her that we were making books. Okay? That we were making books out of them. And she goes, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this has gone, since she showed this to me, that has gone around on Twitter since then. But at the time she showed it, she goes, here, this one is for the girls. She sent this to me. She said, this one is for, well, we got guys here too, but Denise was, just in general for the group. For the group. She said, show them this. They're now called toilet paper seeds. So Denise wanted me to pass this on to you guys. She wanted me to pass this on to you guys because a few years ago, Denise threw away all my toilet paper seeds. So if y'all don't know my daughter Denise, she's a hoot, people. I want to get maybe she'll be able to come over and visit now. Now things shut down for a couple weeks. Maybe I'll get to see my family. But schools are closed. Everything's going to be done online. I don't know about all restaurants, but a lot of restaurants are going to do just what do you call it? Takeout and drive-through. So that will minimize the group. A lot of people. Just personally, me and Janet, we'd probably rather do that. Just drive through, get our food, and go home. Right, Janet? You sent one to Janet. Okay. And good morning, Julie Topaz. So yeah, I don't know if I could, if Ian doesn't have toilet paper, I wonder if I could flatten out a roll and send it to him. You think it'd make it to Yorkshire? Toilet paper to Yorkshire. We could make that a thing. But anyway, so yeah. I want to get to home now for a while, so I can say, yeah, a lot of people. We might have more people because, and thanks for the thumbs up already, guys. We might have more people coming in because they're home. You know. So hi, Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann. I don't know that we're gonna get to. I tried to find you last week. So while you're here, let me go ahead. I don't know that we'll get to it today, but you know the Australian color book that Orla sent me. The proceeds of this book this month, Selena Finich is donating the proceeds of this book this month to the Australian animal rescue from the fires. And so anyway, just just in a spirit of being neighborly with the Australians. I was going to color you one of these pages and send it to you, Carrie Ann, but I had no idea which animal you would like. So if I sit here and flip this, would you just kind of look at it while I'm flipping and you just pick one? I won't tell which each one is, but if you want to pick one, I will color it for you and send it to you in Australia. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I'm just going to flip while I'm talking and you pick, okay? Has made she's made 4,000 from this month's sales for the cause. Thank you, Sean. I did not know that. Thank you for that info. Hi, Sherry. Let's see, I think I said hi to Sherry Bug. Debbie. All right, so I'm going to flip this, Carrie Ann. And you, let me see if I can grab it here. It's a little dark. Let me see if I can lighten this up just a little. So I'm, zooming in and out and changing perspective. And you just kind of pick which one you want. A koala or is this a wombat? I don't know. But anyway. Okay, so you can kind of tell me. I don't know if you know what the animals are. I can kind of tell you a quokka, a quolls, Quolls. I don't know all these, rainbow lorikeets, blue banded bee, and they also have with them an Australian flower. An Australian flower, like this is a red-tailed black cockatoo and lead beaters cockatoo with tree orchids. So they all have florals. Here are some Tasmanian devils, emus, dingoes. And so if you want to buy this off of Amazon, blue-winged kookaburra, a rakauli, a brolga. Where did y'all get these names? Did y'all just go straight to the Latin or something, Carrie Ann? Bilbies, numbats, gona, Goanna, gona. Here's gray-headed flying foxes, golden bell frog. I'm not reading the plants, by the way. I'm just reading the animals. They have the plant names as well. Sugar glider. Y'all know we drew some sugar gliders. I love me a sugar glider. Oh, what happened to Bacola? I'm working today. Upright freezer in the garage. Didn't close correctly. Was everything? Oh, no. Oh, no. Can you cook some of it, Bacola? Or is it like too late to cook it? Or is it just thawed out? Can you cook some of it? Bacola said that her upright freezer didn't close in the garage and it's she has to throw a lot of stuff out. Can you cook it? Can you cook it or give it to neighbors if it's just thawed out? If it just thawed out? I'm going to keep reading while I wait for Bacola's answer. Bearded Dragon. I don't know when it happened. Oh, okay. Were y'all gone or something? Here's a tip, guys. Here is a tip. If you don't know, now in this case, in Pacola's case, it thawed out completely and she knew it. But if you're going on vacation and let's say the electricity goes out while you're on vacation and everything thaws out and then refreezes when the electricity comes back on. If you're not sure how long that freezer or, how long it was out, take you an ice, something to freeze an ice cube or ice cube tray or just some, a little square of something to put an ice cube in to make an ice cube. Make an ice cube and put a penny on top. And if you come home and that penny is down inside the ice, your freezer has unfrozen and refroze back. So you will know if your stuff has been de-thawed and refrozen, right? So that I don't even remember where I saw that little hack. But yeah, so that way you will know if your freezer was, now in Pacola's case, she knows everything. She just doesn't know when. So she said what had happened. Oh, she doesn't know. She just says she doesn't know when it happens. I'm so sorry, Pacola. I'm sorry that happened to you. So yeah, that way you will know. If she would have known when it thawed out, she could cook the stuff, right? But since she doesn't know. Hi, Kenny. Did I miss any? Joey, I know I'm missing people coming in. I'm reading the animals out of Selena Finnick's Australian Animals. I want to color one for Carrie Ann in Australia and send it to her. And also, guys, this book, the proceeds of this book for the month of March, and Sean said she's already donated $4,000. So if you buy this book off Amazon, the proceeds will go to the animals in Australia affected by the fires. I know, right? I know. I'm sorry, Pacola. All right, let me keep reading. This is the Corobori frogs. Are you still watching, Carrie Ann? All right, and then this is the second set. So there's a double page. There's a second set of the same things. Okay. So was there any of those that you particularly liked, or do you want me to just flip again? What do you think? What did you think, Carrie Ann? So after at 9:00 we'll start our project. Again, I thought I would do. We referenced file folder projects, and Kathy Arbor is working on another file folder project for everybody. The wombat near the start. Okay, the wombat. All right, let's see. This one, the wombat here. Let me get a Post-it. Okay, Carrie Ann. And I will, it's on thin paper. I'm probably going to use marker and pencil. And I will mount it on some dark card, heavy card stock. Okay, so we'll do the wombat. Okay, yes, I know it is a cute picture. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that for Carrie Ann. I wanted to do it last week, but I didn't see you, Carrie Ann. So again, I wanted to, shout out Selena Finnick. It's Fenech. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she is giving the proceeds of this book in the month of March to help the Australian animals. All right, let me put that over here. You're welcome, Carrie Ann. It's just a way to, So, so Kathy Arbor is doing a file folder project, and I'm going to do a mini one today. Let me back out here. Y'all know we have done many file folder projects over the years as a group, as different projects. And this one, if y'all remember, this was 2 separate projects that we have done with file folders over the years. This one of them was a topic folder where you collected ephemera, information, or whatever you wanted to collect. by topic. So I had different topics here. I had birds, bugs and butterflies, fashion, travel, other nature, color, things, patterns, architecture, places, animals, food, and there's more I tucked in there. I think I lost some of the tabs off of some of them. And then we did another project where we did idea collecting, like a society of idea collector type collecting. Now, this was years ago. This was before I was on YouTube, I think. This was back when I was on Ustream. I'm not sure exactly when we did each of these projects, but it's been many, many years. So, because, now going on 10 years of streaming and going on 6 years on YouTube, but there was 4 years that I was just on Ustream. So, hi, Kathy Berg. And so now Kathy Arbor, the other Kathy, is doing a file folder project. So if you follow her, Janet did put a link in and she could put it in again. We're not going to do a big project like this. I just want to show you that the same way that you can make these folders, you can make mini folders. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some mini ones. And the purpose of these mini ones, and also you can make them out of... this is just this is not card stock. This is just what do you call it? Just scrapbook papers. You can make it out of scrapbook papers if you don't have folders. You could put two together, and I'll show you. I'll unfold this one in a minute. And so you can make it multiple ways. The idea that I thought we could just, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time, I don't think, but you never know around here, depending on what kind of rabbit trails we go on. Let me take a sip of juice. Is to make you, and if your kids are home and you want some project for your kids or grandkids, to make some projects where you can collect either artist trading card size ATCs, depending on the size of your folder. Again, you can make them large. I'll unfold one of the larger ones too, just to show you. But make a small one and either make little booklets like this. We've made little booklets, or just artist trading card size to put in the little pockets. Okay, to put in the little pockets. And then in each little booklet or just a little card, whichever one you want to do, you put positive affirmations on to keep you positive. To keep you focused on the positive. You can make the kids could have little thankful cards, have little cards that have something they're thankful for every day while they're home from school. And even if they just told you what they were thankful for and you just wrote it down, it doesn't have to be this fancy. It doesn't have to be this artsy. It could just be some little cards that they could just write, or you could write for them if they're not old enough, or, whatever. You could write down what they say they're thankful for, and then you can collect it up and it all folds up like this. Here is one that I had that I took to the beach as a sketchbook some years ago. And you can get a lot of cards in one of these. I'll show you this one. This one is not decorated. I just used it as a sketchbook. So what I did is I made one of these, what we're going to do today, out of a file folder. And then I cut down art trading card size, which is 2.5 by 3.5. Little cards like this. Okay. Cut these down and put them in. And I think I've got at least 50 of them in here. And then I took this to the beach with just a pen and a pencil, and I just did little mini sketches. There's a little crab, a little, seagull, a little umbrella. There's my flip-flops, a little shovel and pail. There's the dock at Savannah. A little tiny crab in a shell, another shell, some more seagulls, sand dollar. And so all I took to the beach was a pen, a pencil, and this little folder with a rubber band. And you can see how much you get in here, Yeah. So, and you can get a lot in here. So what I'm thinking, for yourself, but, for your, and you can just make one for someone you know. If you know someone that's stressed out over everything going on, make it for them. Put some little affirmations, some little prayers, some little promises, some little positive thoughts, affirmations, and put them in there and give that to them. Okay. So you don't have to make it for yourself. You can make it for somebody else. It's just an idea. It's a little project to keep people positive. Or pet a cat. Pet a cat. So, well, I just keep it in here just to kind of show y'all. This was some years ago as well. You can make tiny little booklets. So this is just a little booklet with 3 pages and just stapled in the middle. Stapled, you don't even need a long arm stapler for this. Just stapled in the middle, like a little zine type thing. Right. And so you could have these little booklets. You could make as many as can fit in here. And in one file folder, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the back, you have 6 more. So you can have 12 little pockets. Now, this one's a little beat up because we've had this one for around 4 years. So you could have 12 little pockets, and in each one, you could have 1 card, multiple cards. Like I said, I think I don't know how many now, but I've had 50 cards in here, little thin, cards. Oh, baby, I know. And so you can also make these little booklets, and the little booklets can fit in there, right? So whichever you want, whatever, use your own imagination. I'll do a little bit on these just to give you the ideas. And so that way you can keep your hands busy, keep your, kids doing something positive. And again, then they can make little cards of things they're thankful for, things they're, if they're worried about something, put the worry on one side and flip it over and put something positive. Use what your kids and family are like. Baby, you can't come over here to the cords. I know you love those cords. And you're sneaking over to the cords, but you can't go to the cords. So anyway, that's just an idea of the different things you can put in here. You can either put little booklets, cat pictures, put cat pictures. If cat pictures make you feel good, take cat pictures and put cat pictures in here. I post a lot of cat pictures. I posted one yesterday. I try to remember to post every Catterday, every Saturday. I try to remember to post every Saturday. I don't always, because a lot of times we're doing errands and things on Saturday. So I don't always remember, but whatever's something positive. But I'm calling them little hope folders, because hope, I don't know if y'all ever look up words or study words, but hope, the word hope means a positive, happy expectation of good. A positive, happy expectation of good. So when you're hopeful, you're hoping for the best, right? That's what hope is. Okay. I know she is, Kenny, isn't she? So, again, that's different ways you can put little file folders. You can make the file folders out of the craft color. You can make it out of just the regular file folder, which I'm going to show you how to fold one of these. Let me take the craft one apart because that doesn't have anything in it, so you can see it. Remove my juice so I don't knock that over. And then again, you'll have 12 pockets. Kathy Arbor is doing a bigger project with the bigger file folders. But like I said, all of us have done many different kinds of file folders. This is the one we've done a couple of different projects. I made a little case for it for all my file folder projects that we did over the last few years. And so there's nothing on the front here, so I can just like a little bookshelf. It's like a little bookshelf of file folders. Like this one was on color. I don't remember what all is in these anymore, guys. It's been a while since I've dug these out. But I just wanted to show you there's lots of things you can do with file folders, right? Lots of stuff you can do with file folders. This one was done about color. So, oh, this was our make, find, have, give, given project. So we would make something, find something, use something we have, and something that we had been given. So we collected. This was a collection of. Oh, she's got the little fur balls here. I mean, the little puff ball. She found them. I'm gonna make paper clip things out of them, but she found that one. Now, it's not like she doesn't have a million toys, but yeah. So anyway, this project was to on the theme, like this theme was color. You had to have something you made, something you found, something you already have, and something that you had been given in the theme of color. And so that was this one, and we had a whole bunch of different ones. She wants to play with the ribbon too. And I might have to get her out. She's playing with that, but she's going to also get into trouble in my other projects down there on the floor. So these were all different little file folder projects that we had done, and then we had done a few projects on. This was from 2012. This project, and we would have a topic like this one was curiosity, and then we would analyze. We would analyze the word. I'm telling you, the Society of Idea Collectors around here, we've done a little. We dig deep sometimes. So this one was curiosity, and then the 4 topics for these file folders was gathering, exploring, observing, and letting go. So each one had a topic. They're out of order here because we've taken them out and played with them so much. But anyway, so under gathering, we would have different words for gathering: gather, amass, assemble, bunch up, capture, cluster, collect, concentrate, congregate, converge, corral, draw in, flock, group, heap, herd, huddle, hoard, muster, pick, pile up, rally, scrape together, stack up, stockpile, swarm, throng, unite. Those are all words for gathering. So then we would use those words for curiosity. So how could we use those words with the word curiosity, which is the desire to know, investigate, learn, inquisitive interest? So like, for instance, the Society of Idea Collectors was one way that we used those gathering words, that we gather our ideas. So this is just some of the projects we've done over the years. Exploring, observing. What does the word observe mean? Attentive, clear-sighted, comprehend, consider, deduce, detect, discover. I don't remember what this little note was, but mindful, perceptive, questioning, searching, understanding, vigilant, watching, detection, investigation, goes on and on. So anyway, and then we would take whatever topic that was for them, and these were a month long. So each one of this was a year-long project. This was a year-long project that we did one a month in 2012. This month, I don't remember what month it was. February, there it is, February. In February 2012, the project, or the word, the theme was curiosity. So we did this one for a month. Okay. And I've got 12 of them here. This is like a little mini book thing. So what we did then finally at the end of this project is we made like a traveler's notebook type thing, you know, with the rubber, and the rubber bands have since broken off. You really want to use elastic or something that's not going to wear out, because rubber bands will wear out, right? But then we bound them all. You can see there's still some in there. We bound the 12 months in a book that we made cover out of board game. So this was an old Scrabble board game, and we took it and made, and you can make I didn't do every, you know, like I didn't cover the spine well. I wanted y'all to see the innards. I wanted you to see how we duct taped it, how we made it. So I didn't want to cover this up. You can cover this up and make it really pretty, but I didn't want to cover it up because I wanted you to see how, you know, how the sausage was made. And so anyway, these were all the different topics that we did in 2000. Let's see, January was discover, and see, you can see all the different things we did that month. Then here was February, which was curiosity. March was knowledge. April, renew. Accomplish was June. July was rabbit trails. August was dreams. Let's see. And I don't even know if they're all in here, guys. I can't promise you then. Then we got things that are important, the, me, and then looking ahead to 2013. So anyway, this little booklet we did in 2012. So I just want to kind of show you there's lots of things that you can do with file folders. And while I'm talking file folders, make sure you follow Kathy Arbor in her current file folder project. Okay, this one I'm doing today is not really a full-on, like monthly, weekly, any kind of thing like that. It's just something you can do just to keep yourself positive, keep, maybe the kids will give them a project to do. And that's kind of what I thought about this today. Now, let me go ahead and zoom in a couple so you can see. And hopefully we are lightened and brightened, and I think that's pretty good. All right. So I'm going to just show you how to fold one of these. I do recommend that you have a bone folder because you want to really smash down. Look, this is my newer one. Oh, where's my old one? Here. So yeah. I think Connie sent me a new one after she saw this one. This is my regular bone folder. I think this is my Connie replacement. All right. So let me unfold a folder just so you can see what it looks like. And again, you just do the same step here for whether it's a manila folder or one of the craft color folders. You can do the same thing with scrapbook paper and glue two together. I'll show you the scrapbook one in a minute. Okay. So anyway, Kathy, there she is. Yeah. So Kathy, we've been talking about your file folder project. So if you want to invite everybody over to your, Kathy streams 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. I think I have that right. Let me take a sip of juice. All right. So you got your file folder here. Open it up and you fold it in half. Let me come to it. You just fold it in half. Okay. And what you want to do is make sure and take your bone folder. And the reason you want to really, you can use a spoon or a butter knife, but you really want to do that. You think you can really mash it down well, but you really need to really crease it if you want it to fold up well. Okay. Then what I do is about 1/3 of the way, fold the flap up here. You're so far, all you've done is fold it in half. Now you go up here and you fold this about 1/3. It can be whatever. This is your pocket. These are going to be your pocket. So this can be, a little less, a little more. It doesn't matter. But this will determine the size of your little booklet, how far you fold this up. You turn it over and you fold the other side up the same distance, whatever that distance is, right? Now you've already got one fold. You've already got one fold from just having the fold in the file folder. Okay, you've already got one fold there. So what you want to do now is do 2 more folds. So you want to fold this. It's not a half, it's 1/3. So you might want to measure and make this 1/3. And then on the other side of the fold, 2 more folds so that you have 1/3. Does that make sense? So this is what it's going to look like when you've got it all folded up. Okay. You're going to have 3 peaks like that. Or if you turn it over, you're going to have 2 peaks and 2 ends. Okay. So that's what it will look like when you have it folded up. Okay. And then what you're left with is a file folder that has little pockets. And in these pockets, you can make little booklets like we've done here. We made little booklets. You could put a little booklet in here. Now, if you put a booklet in there, you're probably only going to get one booklet in each, right? Because that's, well, I've got 3 pages. If you just make a booklet with 2 pages, you might get one in every other one. But you can get quite a few. Where's the one I had a minute ago? Where'd it go? Did I drop it on the floor? Oh, here it is. You can have lots of little cards. And again, what you want to do is make these positive affirmations, promises, prayers, thankfulness, gratefulness, something positive, right? And decorate them. And then the kids can do it too. So I think what these cards were done with is I took a piece of cardstock, just regular cardstock, and smashed paint, did stenciling, stamping, did all kinds of, stuff on the cards, on the piece of cardstock, and cut the cardstock up. So you already had it all decorated. I know y'all, I don't think I need to show you that because we've done so many of those over the years. But essentially what you do is you just take a piece of plain cardstock, and then just, do paint scraping front and back, because you're going to use the back and the front, paint scraping, stenciling, stamping, whatever you want on your piece of cardstock. And when you've completely painted it up, we just need some. Thanks, Riri. When you've completely painted it up front and back and it's dry, then you can cut it up into your ATCs, which are 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, cut them up, and then you can add more detail. You can add words, you can add little, painted borders, and then you can you can even do a quote or a prayer or whatever on another sheet of paper and cut that out and glue it on. Glue it on your little cards. Okay. Did I sell some of these in my Etsy shop? I don't remember. That was a long time. That was before I was streaming. And so then you can do your little cards like this and put them in, and you'll have 12 pockets, 6 in the front, 6 in the back. And then you can decorate these are little stamped images. No, stencil or stamp. I think they might be stamped. So I stamped them, decorated them, put some little decorations around them. And then you just have a little file folder of hope. Little hope. You could even put the word hope on the front right here. And you just put you could put an elastic band. You could put, I just have them with rubber bands. But if you want to make it prettier, you could put some sari silk or, a pretty ribbon or whatever around it. Okay. All right. So let's see. Riri. Oh, Riri. Your daughter's name is Hope. Oh, I see. Okay, well, hope, like I said a minute ago, if you weren't here, hope, the word hope means positive, happy expectation of good. So that's what we're trying to focus on, okay, during these trying times. Which, by the way, let me go ahead and repeat 2 things that are funny. That, one's kind of funny and one's real funny. I told the story again about how when Denise was helping me clean out a few years ago in here, and she came across all those mashed toilet paper cores that we used to make little mini books out of, like they're this color, and we'd make little mini books out of those. And she came across them, and when I was down getting coffee, and she was talking to you guys here, she goes, "What is this? What? Why is she saving?" So she didn't understand that we were saving it for making little mini books, right? So this is from Denise to you guys. Denise found this and told me to show you guys. They're now toilet paper seeds. So Denise sent me this and said, "You got to show them this," because she knew y'all thought that was hilarious when she was here cleaning out my art space and throwing away toilet paper rolls or the cores, throwing away the cores. So and then the other thing that I came across it was on Twitter that said, your grandparents and great grand. Oh, thank you, Riri. Thank you, Riri, for the $5 super chat. Do you want me to send? Do you want me to send you a file? Do you want me to send you this to decorate or have Hope? I don't know how old your Hope is. How old is your Hope? Let me write this down. Hang on, guys. I got to write this down. Thank you, Riri, for the $5 super chat. Did I send you a funny one you made? You made one too, Sean? Okay. Where did you send it to? What, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? Where did you send it, Sean? She's 32. Would she like one? Okay. I'll send you one. Here. I put down that you sent me $5. I'll send you one of these to make for you. You can make it for your Hope, okay? So I'll send you that, Riri. So anyway, the thing that I saw on Twitter was on Instagram. Okay, I'll look, Sean. Is your name Sean on Instagram? I don't remember what it is. Oh, it is SH2. Okay, you changed it. So anyway, my on Twitter, I saw one that said your grandparents and great grandparents, well, parents too. Parents, grandparents, and great grandparents were asked to go to war to, probably be wounded and possibly killed. You're being asked to sit on the couch. I thought that was really good. Okay, so Sean says, I don't know what. Oh, are those supposed to be drugs, Sean? I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that, Sean. You can post it in chat if you want. I'm not sure if that's appropriate for the channel, for a family channel. I'm not going to post that, Sean. You can tell it you can tell it. Oh my gosh. Hi, Fran. So anyway, I'll send that to you, Riri, so you can make one for you or her or the family, whatever. Okay, so again, that's all it is. It's a little decorated. Here, let me take out all the little cards here. Never heard of any of those, Sean. Sean, it's got to be a UK joke because none of that stuff, I don't know any of that stuff. They sound like drugs. Sean said they're household supplies. When is it? Linda goes, when is TP seed season? I know. If Ian comes in, I said I would take a roll of toilet paper and mash it as flat as I could and send it to Yorkshire. Do you think it would make it to him? To Ian? Anyway, so this is what the file folder looks like, right? So we just started with just smearing, as you can see, smearing paint. Oh my gosh, Holly D, that's awesome. Charmin Farman. I gotta tell that to Denise. She will love that. Denise is the one that sent us that one with the seeds. Charmin, Holly D, that goes in the wing nut, Holly D. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Joe, for the $20 super chat. Now, Joe, I don't have your address, I don't think. Send me your address and I send out thank yous. I send out thank yous to the supporters of the channel. Oh my gosh, babe, you cannot get near the cord. You will unplug me. Thank you, Joe. Here's my email address. Send me your email here. I mean, your address if you want to thank you. It's not coming up. Hang on. Thank you so much, Joe. There's my email. Send me your address, and I don't share your addresses with anybody. Send me your address if you'd like a thank you. I did make rooster prints for you guys. I made rooster prints for you guys. All right, baby, you're going to have to get down. I know. I love you too, but, not right now. So I made rooster. Let me see here. I haven't cut them down. Here's a... Let me cut one down for you so I can show you. Oh, the babies got my stuff all over the place. Hang on, guys. I got my cutter here. Just a minute. Let me cut one down. So these are my little thank yous I made for you guys for this month, based off of that big poster. All right here. Let me show you. Where's the poster? Okay, so everybody liked this poster here, this rooster poster that I made with the drippy ink. So that's what I made for thank yous for this month. I made some 5x7s. So yeah. So this was the prints that I made for the channel supporters this month. I thought it was so cute. It turned out so nice, shrunk down. Okay, so I'll send you one Riri with the post with the what do you call it? With your file folder for hope. Mom doesn't have concerns from yesterday hospital visit. Doesn't have cancer. Oh well, congratulations, Fran. So Fran got good news about her mother. From her hospital visit yesterday, her mother does not have cancer. That is awesome. That is worth celebrating. Thank you, Fran, for that good news. The Charmin Farmin. Yeah, back to that. That Holly D, that is hilarious. I can't wait to tell Denise that. She will roll on the floor laughing. She will roll on the floor laughing about that. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? Okay. The cat's kind of got me discombobulated here. Yeah, we'll blame the cats. Hi, Robin loves reading. Good to see you. So then we decorated the pockets. See, this is what it looks like. We didn't even decorate the inside of the pockets here. I can paint. Y'all want me to make one? You want me to paint one? We can do one. Okay, Linda. Hi, Colleen. So we're just talking about the file folder projects we've done over the years and promoting Kathy Arbor, who's doing a new file folder project over on her channel. This is just one of the little mini ones to make some positive affirmations on your little cards, either for you, your kids, or involve your kids in it. Have them have a card that has something they're thankful for on each one. Okay, so we can do that. We'll do one. All right. And then the little cards, again, here's the backs of them. I'll do some stenciling. I'll make one. We'll take 45 minutes or so to make one. Okay, everybody's going, please, please. Okay. And but let me show you also. You can take two pieces of cardstock, scrapbook paper, 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and you can do the same thing. Here are two pieces. This is overlaid. See how the 12 by 12 is right there? It just overlays one other 12 by 12 paper. So it just to make it that size, but you can make these any size you want, guys, right? And all you have to do is fold it in half, make you a flap on either side, make a flap on either side. Those will be your pockets. And then just fold it up. And you've got your little mini file folder, hope holder. Hope holder. That's what we'll call these. A hope holder. I'll just call it mini file folder hope holder. There we go. Okay, baby, cannot get near those cords. I am so sorry. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Okay? Because hope is a positive, happy expectation of good. Hi, Painty Girl. Anybody else I miss? Elaine? I know I probably miss people coming in. Hi, Eileen. ETEE, the enabler elf. Yeah, that's a good name, isn't it? Yeah, mini file folder, hope holder. Okay, so let me go ahead and move this stuff out of the way. Again, guys, let me show you where's the one I'm sending to Riri here. Let me just unfold this one because it's easy to see. It's one file folder, folded in half, like this, and then just about a third of the way up, and you already have the middle fold. That's already folded. Then all you have to do is make 2 more folds on either side that are this equal distance. And then you've got your little folder with all the little pockets. You can cut the little tab off. You can flip the little tab over and glue that down to hold the edges, because the edges don't have, they're not closed, right? They're open on the edges. So you'll have to either glue that, staple it, whatever you want to do, or just don't put anything in the front and back pockets if you don't want them to fall out. Okay, so let's put that over there. All right, so let's go ahead and make some space, and we'll do a little file folder decorated. I also want to remember to read out of our 1001 Ways to Be Creative today. Another page out of that. I've been trying to do one a week. Let's see here. All right, so let me get out a big sheet of paper to cover this up. Just so I'm not making a big mess here, which will probably flash out my lighting, but we're rolling with it. Oh, let's see. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. Hi, Dustin, how do you know? Be able to see very well. And just, pick your favorite colors. It could be ink. It could be anything you want, right? But the idea is, and you can do multiples depending on how many little cards you want. But you can cut these up, and there is a pattern. I don't know if anybody has it handy. There is a pattern on how to take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and cut it up ATC size, which is 2.5 by 3.5. There is a way to get, I think, 11 ATCs out of this. There's a way to cut it up to get 11. I'm not quite sure I remember how it goes. Is it this? Let's see, that's 6, 7. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, and one more. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Okay, you get 10 out of it. So that's how you cut up the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. One more here. I just don't have enough. Well, here, let's put this here. So you can get 10 ATCs out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11. So this is how you do it, okay? This is 2.5 by 3.5, and you can get that many out of it. Sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't. But anyway, all right. So let's see. Let's do some bright, happy colors. Let me move my book. I don't want to forget to read out of it, but let me move it out of the way. Let's take some teal, and let's do the bright colors: teal, pink, red, yellow, orange. Some bright colors. Okay, let's do some teal, some orange. Hi, Nasser. While I'm getting these paints out, I don't know if I still have it in my copy and paste thing. Nasser is running a y'all seen his comic books before. I've shown y'all his comic books that I've bought. He's doing a new one, and it's horror. So if you don't like scary horror, that's fine. But just for some of you really do like it a lot. So if you like horror stories, Nasser's a writer. He has books. He's got 3 or 4 books on Amazon. And he also does the comic books, which I've bought his comic books. Let me see if I've got it in my paste here. So he's running a campaign for his next, here it is. He's running a campaign for his next Indiegogo. There it is right there. And it's creepy, creepy, so just be aware. It is a horror book. and and so if you want to support him, he's young. He's like, what are you, Nasser? I'm going to call you out. 22, 23. He's a young man, writer, has 4 or 5 books published, 4 or 5 comic books published. So he's a real go-getter. He's a real entrepreneur, and he's very ambitious. So those are the kind of young people you really want to support. Hi, Zeely. So even if you just get the digi copy, I think the digi copy is $8. You can get 2 copies, one to keep, one to give away. And Jason, his artist, is an awesome artist. What's Jason's YouTube channel name, Nasser? I don't remember his exact, but if you want to watch Jason draw the comic, Jason has been doing drawings of Nasser's new comic on his channel. So Nasser's the writer, Jason is the artist, and yes, I did, Brenda. I got that. I wrote it down, Brenda, and I told Joe to send me her address. You might not have heard that. Yeah. Okay, so Jason is illustration by design. I'll try to remember to put Nasser's channel and Jason's channel. Illustration. I'm going to write that down because I just have him in my favorites. So anytime he goes live, I have it there. Illustration by design is Jason. And so these 2 young men are very talented, very creative, and just, I just want to shout them out. Thank you, Joe. I got you. Okay, thanks, Joe. I'll send you a rooster, Joe. I'll send you a rooster. Hi, Lady Jan. So, yeah, if you want to support a couple of great artists and writer, like I said, Nasser's the writer, Jason is the artist. And if someone wants to put Nasser's, or you can just click on Nasser's name right there and go to his YouTube channel and follow Nasser. When you're stressed out, let me tell you what to do when you're stressed out. Go to Nasser's channel and watch him solve Rubik cubes. He'll sit and chat with you while he's doing Rubik cubes and solve them like this. Well, sometimes it takes him 30 minutes, but pretty much he's quick on those Rubik cubes. So if you like to have some chat and chill, go to Nasser and watch him solve Rubik cubes. I'm telling you, you would be surprised how chill that is. So yeah, and again, look for his same name. Look for his same name on Amazon, and if you want to buy his books. Let me go run get the one book. Hang on, that I got, the one that's like Twilight Zone. So you can buy his books on Amazon. He's got a couple of real horror books, and then this one is not so bad in the horror category. And he does describe this more as like a Twilight Zone. It's called The Eclipse Theater. So you can purchase these on Amazon. Okay. Chat and chill. You like that, Sean? Chat and chill. Yeah. Yeah, I've got coffee and art. There's also, you can have chat and chill. That's what Nasser is, chat and chill, solving Rubik's. So anyway, y'all support the young people. Thank you. And again, here is his Indiegogo. You can have the smallest tier is just $8 for a digi copy. And then I think it's 12 or 15 for 2 copies. If you want 2 copies and some other perks, it goes up from there, including some of Jason's art. So anyway, there you go, guys. I want to share that. I like to shout people out. You know that. And Eileen, go get your cabana boy, Eileen, down there in Boca Raton. Hi, Gaga. You're welcome, Nasser. Thanks for coming in, stopping by. And again, guys, I'm serious. Support the next generation. Support the next generation, even if, like, I'm not a big horror person. I like the his stories that are kind of Twilight Zone-esque. And his comics are a little, they're horror. But, hey, young people out making books, writing books, drawing books, producing art. You got to support the next generation. So, yeah. So, okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to scrape some paint on here. I'm just going to take a card here, an Amazon card. And I'm just going to, let's just start by just putting paint down. Then we're going to go ahead and maybe do some stenciling on top. I don't want to make mud here, so I'm kind of trying to keep the colors a little separate here. So let's just put some paint down, and I'm going to do both sides. And we're going to cut these up and use them for affirmation cards. Okay, so you can see you can just kind of scrape some paint on. All right, now let me dry that. I just want to dry it because I'm going to turn it over. Hi, Scoops. Gail. Hey, Judy. Mama 4. So if you're just joining us, I'm making these little hope holders, little hope holder file folders to put your little positive affirmations. And you can do this with the kids, or you can make it for an elderly person that can't have company at the moment. Make them a little file folder, hope holder, and give it to some of your, elderly shut-ins or people that are in the nursing homes that you can't visit at the moment. And give them little hope cards. And all you have to do, you can put whatever you want on them. Just put little positive affirmations, prayers, positive sayings, whatever that person would really feel, hopeful about. And put them in there. And then all you do is just, put them in your little file folder. And the thing just, look, you can put a rubber band. Well, maybe you wouldn't want a rubber band around it for an elderly person. I don't know. But anyway, even if you just put a little ribbon around it or just, however you want to close it up. And then they have front and back little pockets of little hope cards, right? So I'm just showing you how to make the base. The base is just one file folder for the little folder itself. And then right now I'm showing you how to make some little cards. Yeah, it's super cute and easy. And if you don't want to make all this, guys, then just, get a card. Just get a regular, thinking of you card and make some of these little cards like this to tuck in there. Maybe make a little pocket on the inside of the greeting card to tuck these in so they can hold it and read them and take them out and look at them and touch them and read them. You know what I mean? I think that's good enough to turn it over now and just do the other side. Okay, so again, I'm just going to scrape some paint here. Okay, just getting some color on here. Okay, now let me dry that. Yeah, slap it on, Fran. Slap it on. But then you can do as much detail as you want. Look, we're going to do some stenciling, and then you can end up putting your words. And again, you don't have to write on it. Look, you can cut the words out, or you can cut out a little affirmation on a separate piece of, type it out, print it out, a little affirmation, a prayer, a promise, or whatever. Cut it out and just glue it on the card so that the card is your little base for your affirmation. I want this fairly dry before I stencil on it. And you can stamp, stencil, collage. We've done these the same process and just collaged all over this and then cut them up. Like I said, guys, this ain't our first file folder rodeo. Oh my gosh. This ain't our first file folder rodeo. Okay, so let's see. I probably need to dry it just a little more. But follow Kathy Arbor, who's doing a new file folder project on Thursdays. I'm not sure how far along she is. I haven't watched the last 1.5 shows. So, okay, you can take stamps all right, I did pull out these stamps. I got a bag full. This is a bag full. This is one of the grocery store. You buy these for $1, so you don't have to use their plastic bags. And I got this is full of my foam stamps, right? So this is all foam stamps in here. So you could use foam stamps, you could use stencils. Let's maybe do a little of both. Let's see. Let's get, I'll just do dots, it's easy. And maybe some stencils. What kind of stencil do I want? You kind of want a generic kind of stencil. You don't want to do like faces or, stuff like that because you're going to cut this up, right? So have something kind of generic. Let's see here. I got my stencils right here, but I can't find one at the. Well, all right. You know that you can use stencils. I'm going to just use a stamp because I'm not finding something handy without taking out a pile. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Let's see. All right, here's a compass rose or something. Let's see. I'm kind of looking for a pattern. Okay, here's one. All right, so I got a couple different patterns here. All right, so I got all right, let's get some black. Let's get some black paint. Look out, baby. I know you want up here on the table. You cannot come up here with the paint. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm going to get some black paint out. And a dry makeup wedge. It's dry because, and if you get them wet after, like, let's just say you use one and you want to go to a different color, get another sponge that's dry. Don't use a damp sponge, especially with stenciling, because then it's going to get wet under, it's going to creep under. It's not so important with the stamping. So what I'm going to do is just take the black paint. And I'm just going to, and it doesn't even have to be the whole thing. It can just be parts of it. And I'm going to, because you're going to cut this paper up, okay? And so we're just going to stamp. We'll stamp on one side, stencil on the other. You can do, acrylic stamping, smaller. You just decorate your paper any way you want. Okay, there's one there. It's a little bit left. We get some there. All right, so I think that's good. All right, now I'm going to have to take a minute to wash this. These are foam stamps. You can't let your acrylic paint sit on that because it will harden and crust over and it won't be foamy anymore. So let me just take a quick minute. Okay. Clean that off. I'll put that back in my foamy bag. And then let's dry this real quick. Remember, if you have anything to say to me, guys, put it in caps. You can also use your paint pens when you get one of those, like a Posca or your Arteza paint pens, whatever paint pens. Let me get a large. Let's see. Oh, where's my book? Trying to find my big fat one here. I got a nice big fat white one, but I'm not finding it right off the bat. Okay, well, we'll just use this one then. All right. So then you can do some little decorating. And don't forget to follow Kathy Berg and Colleen Scrap Chick. If you like this kind of stuff, they do this every week. They do this kind of stuff every week, guys. So follow Colleen the Scrap Chick, Kathy Berg, and they're mods here. So if you see them in blue, and then Kathy Arbor, who is doing she does drawing classes, and she's been doing the file folder project and her show is on Thursday at 1 Eastern. Kathy Berg and Colleen alternate Tuesdays and Fridays around 10:30. If I'm wrong about that, you can correct me. I think that's it. Yeah, you like this kind of thing? Well, then follow the Scrap Chick right there and Kathy Berg. And then Kathy Arbor, too. Kathy Arbor's the one that's doing the classes. Although Kathy Berg and Colleen are kind of do classes, too, but they're not like official classes. But yeah, 10 a.m., Colleen said. So follow Colleen, the Scrap Chick, and Kathy Berg. They alternate. They StreamYard together. So they are always on together. Well, most time, unless something comes up or something. But they stream together. So you'll see both of them on any time that they're on together on Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay, so yeah, Kathy and Colleen will give you a lot of enabling, like Janet just said. All right, so, something like that. All right, now I'm going to turn this over, and we'll use the stencil I just stuck in that paint right there. I'm going to use the same, I'm just going to go with the same black paint. And you don't have to get every little design, just hit some, because that makes it more random, especially when you go to cut it up. This. But yeah, they do this kind of projects every show, just about. They're working in their art journals, their, what do you call your girl book? Is it just your girl book, Kathy? But this is the kind of projects that they do every show. So if you like this kind of thing, then Colleen and Kathy Berg they're your man. Okay, so let me throw that little sponge in the water. Let me hit this with the heat gun. And I don't clean my stencils. I know I should. I don't clean them unless I'm getting ready to use it right away again with another color or something. I just let it dry. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for modding. And you can do the same thing on this. So I'll just do a few just to show you like some of these darker areas. You can go around these shapes. You can go around every one. I'm not going to take the time to do it, but I just want you to see how it works. Okay. So you can just go around and decorate each one. You can just put little dots in the middle, make them look like little flowers or something. Because again, the idea is just to decorate the paper because you're going to cut it all up. And you just want all this color and vibrancy on it. You could use any color paint pen. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to use this black and white technique on color. You can use whatever you want, right? All right, something like that. You make it look so, well, yeah, you don't stress. You can't, don't overthink it. All right, so now let me get my, I think there's a couple little wet spots still on there. All right, so I'm going to get out my paper cutter. And again, the ATC size is 2.5 by 3.5. So you can get 10. I think you may be able to get 11. There's a pattern to this if you want to get more out of it, but I'm going to at least get 10 or so out of it. So I'm going to cut these at 2.5. I'm going to cut 2 rows at 2.5. And then this edge piece, you turn sideways and cut 2.5. And then I trim that down. No, they come out to 3.5. Okay, so now you can cut 2.5 off that edge piece. And then after it's all said and done, you'll have this little bit left. Okay, now let's take these long strips that we cut at the beginning and cut those down at 3.5. I'm going to do both at the same time. So you get, I'm cutting 2 at a time. Okay, so what you have, sorry, that was kind of loud, is you just have these 3 little pieces is all that you have left. And then you get out of that I'm going to flip them over as I show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you get 10 out of there. Now we're going to decorate these a little further. And again, we'll decorate, I don't know if I'll take the time to decorate a folder. Maybe. And then they just fit your little, we're going to decorate these a little more, but then these all fit in the little pockets. And you got a total of 12 pockets, 6 on this side and 6 on this side. These are the other ones that were already in it. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay. And these are the ones we'd already made. And it all folds up to be like this big. Hi, Kenneth. Good to see you. Anybody else I miss? Kalora? Anybody? You like this? Yeah. All right. So then what you can do, you can decorate these even further. You can take, let's go ahead and take some, instead of black now, let's take some white. And again, the idea of this, guys, is to make little positive affirmation cards in a little folder. The kids can make it. They can put their own affirmations, what they're thankful for, things that will help them not be afraid. You can make this for an older person that's in the nursing home, or if you don't want to make the file folder pocket part, which I think is kind of the cool part. But if you just want to make them some little cards that you can tuck these in a regular greeting card and then have a little affirmation on each card so they can have those to look at, right? And feel, some color and joy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a new sponge, a fresh sponge, and put some white on it, white paint. And I'm just going to go around the edges, and I'm just going to edge it with just a little bit of white paint. You don't have to do this. You could do it black. You could do it other colors. But what it does, it just kind of gives it a little border, like it just gives it a little more oomph. You could use ink if you have your distress inks and all that. You see the difference, though, that little bit of white border makes? See? So let me just go through these real quick. Here come the cats again. What are you getting into? Oh, they want to get in with that stamp. I threw that damp foam stamp back in the bag, and now they want to dig that one out. Probably hear it over there. He's trying to dig that little damp one out. Okay, so just like that, nothing real, just kind of edging it. And even if you just took a word, for the kids, I would recommend them writing out their own affirmations or telling you what their thoughts are, and you writing them down on little pieces of paper and then gluing them or typing them out, printing them out, printing out their little affirmations and then gluing them on here. If you want more, smaller words, you can't get too, unless you write real tiny. I do, but then you can just cut them out and glue the little affirmations on them. Again, guys, this is something for other people. You can do it for yourself as well, but do it for others. Make some little cards for your kids, your grandkids, the grandparents, the shut-ins, And again, if you're not crafty, if this isn't your vibe, buy a card, buy just a regular greeting card, and write things in the greeting card for them to open up and have something positive to read, right? So I'm just going to go around both sides of every one. Not looking at chat for a second, really, guys. I want to get this rolling here. But stay positive. Do what you can to stay healthy. Stay away from crowds, and follow all the rules. Don't go buy 50 rolls of toilet paper. That's not necessary. They're going to restock. That's why they're shutting down hours, or cutting back hours, I should say. They're cutting back hours at Walmart, Publix, and the grocery stores so they can restock. As far as I know, the toilet paper factories have not shut down. They have not quit making toilet paper or anything else for that matter. They'll restock. I mean, how many of you here? Well, I don't even remember it. I'm probably older than everybody but Eileen. But there was rationing in the wars in World War II. They had rationing where you got coupons and you could only buy so much, and that was it. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of black marketing stuff going on. There's always going to be that kind of thing. But at this point, it's the danger at this point is not even so much the virus. It's the panic. It's the panic. Thanks, Nasser. Thank you. Thanks, Nasser. Not inside, I'm not. I'm not old inside. But anyway, I still read your books, Nasser. I can't be that old, right? But anyway, it's the panic that is the danger. Don't let, be aware. Do the right things, but do not let the media tell you that the whole world's going to go to hell in a handbasket tomorrow. Don't fall for that, people. Don't fall for that. Yes, it's serious, but the panic is worse than the virus. Let's see. Gary said, "D, there's always." Yeah. Yeah. Well, crafters, especially paper artists, will never run out of paper. We will never run out of paper, people. And Janet and I were talking the other day. She goes, "Look, just jump your nasty butt into the shower and take a bath if it comes down to that." Janet, that's Janet's words, although she might have said it even a little harsher. So don't panic, people. Stay let's talk things, be together, share things, but stay positive. Let's talk about all the people recovering. Yes, we know people are dying, particularly old people. But we don't even know how they have no there's no way to detect if an old person has the virus and dies. They could have just had a heart attack, but we're not separating the statistics out for that. They're just saying every old person that dies is dying from the virus. Well, that's not true. Every old person that dies that has a virus may not have died from the virus. They could have had a heart attack, for goodness sake. So keep in mind how many people, nope, you can't get over by the cord. Keep in mind how many people are recovering. Let's not, go crazy here, people, because it's the panic that is the danger at this point, right? It's the panic. Yeah, exactly, Scoobs, exactly. So just let's just stay as positive as we can. Yes, it's not good, but it's not let's focus on the positive of it. Yeah, you don't need to hoard. They're restocking the shelves, guys. Like I said, at this point, I have not heard, and maybe if you have, let me know. I've not heard of any factories of anything, food, toilet paper, diaper. I've not heard of any factories closing. So anyway, we'll see. Let's see. Hi, Ian. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I saw Ian. Hi, P Money. Who else am I missing? Yeah, they're still making toilet paper. So so the stores are cutting back their hours of being open so they have time to restock. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, so let's move on now back to our project. Again, making these little cards and affirmations for you to put in a little file folder to give to somebody, or make it for kids. Kids are the ones that aren't, they're really, they can be carriers, but as far as we can see, they're really not getting it. They're not getting the virus. They can be carriers, but their fear, guys, the fear the fear the kids have is what needs to be dealt with. Hi, Mary. That's what needs to be dealt with. Hi, Hottie Popo. I know I'm missing people coming in. So allay their fears as much as you can. Have them write down everything they're grateful for, print it out, cut it out, put it on some little cards, put it in a little file folder for them to carry around, to keep in mind what they're thankful for. And no. All right, got to go out and close the door. Come on, they got to go out and close the door. You won't stay off the cords. Can't get near the cords. So that's what I would recommend. And then again, I made these little booklets. You can make the little booklet kind. All this is 3 pieces of, well, I think 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 little cards like this cardstock. Just cut it down. You can round the corners or not. Staple it, make it like a little zine. Make a little hope zine. Even if you don't want to do all this, just staple 3 or 4 sheets of paper together, decorate it, put some little affirmations in it, and make this. to hand out to your kids, old people, or whatever. Yeah, I saw that, Kathy. I haven't watched the project. I don't know if you did. You film? Did you film making it? But I did see your flannel folder. I saw the folder on your show, but I don't think I saw you making it. So okay, so there we go, guys. Make something for someone. All right. So then what you can do is now we have the front and the backs decorated already, right? So now that's how you can decorate 10 cards. You can decorate 10 cards in 15 or 20 minutes with just one big sheet of paper. Decorate instead of individually stamping and paint scraping, paint scrape a whole sheet, stamp a whole sheet, or stencil a whole sheet, and then cut it up. And it's so much quicker. It's so much quicker to do it that way. My daughter did one for me on paper stock to say positive, stay strong. There you go, Joe. See, we play, share ideas, and inspire each other. It's all fun. Yes, Kathy, for sure. All right. Anything else y'all want to see or know about this? Again, I showed one of these. Where's the one I'm sending Riri? Let me show you how it looks. Again, it's one file folder. This was just a brown one, craft color, but one file folder, right? That's what it is. Let me open it back all the way up to show you. It's one file folder. Open the file folder, fold it in half this way. Then it's already got the fold in the middle, right? So then you fold up each flap about a third. This side and the other side, fold it up about a third. That's making your pockets. And you've already got the crease from the main folder. Then all you do is make 2 folds on either side. Use a bone folder so it looks kind of like this, right? And then you've got your little pocketed folders, right? Real easy peasy. Yeah, seeing people get, they get afraid and they get depressed. So stay in the community, stay online. We, thank the good Lord we have each other online, All right, so let's see. Any other questions on any of this that I just showed? You can reuse your paint here, scrape it out. Like, for instance, I have this much left over, so let's just go ahead and just use it up on this big sheet of paper here. And then I can go later and cut this big sheet of paper up. I can cut this up and use it. Let me get a drink of my juice here, guys. And use this up for other projects as well. But that way you're not wasting your paint. I'm getting a little making mud there, but I think that's good. Okay, let's go. Let's cut across here, make some designs. And now we have a nice big sheet of decorative paper that we can use. There. I could have also used it in my journals. I've been trying to just do a little bit of work in my art journals, my collage journals. I know it looks like a hot mess now, right? But when you do this stuff like we just did with the stamping and stenciling and decorating, you turn it into this. Now turn it into that. All right, let's move all this to the side. Let's see, I got a little bit of black and white here too. Let me go ahead and I think I'll take a palette knife. Well, let me dry it first so I'm not making mud. I won't get it 100% dry because it is on here kind of thick. It'll take a minute. Oh, did Jean confirm that she's streaming today? Hi, Ian. Ian, did you ever get you some toilet paper? All right, so maybe you can scrape in some contrasting here, like some black. Can go different ways here. Again, you're going to cut this up. So you're not trying to make anything in particular. Let's maybe throw on some of that white. I'll have some gray in there just to use up the paint. Ian, did you ever get any toilet paper over there in Yorkshire? Oh, but I'm waiting for her to say she is. Oh, okay. She hasn't said yet. Okay. Waiting to see DM down to last 50. So you got some. Okay. Ian's down to the last 50 rolls. I was going to smash one up and send it to you, Ian, and hope it made it to you. But I see they've restocked. Yeah, it is a colorful hot mess. Again, when you cut this up, when you cut all this up, you'll have cards like that one I just made. All right, so let me clean this up just a little here. All right, let's move the excess paint things. All right, so we got that. So again, I've been working in my different art journals here. Wait, I got to get another baby wipe to clean my hands. Colorful, yeah. All right, let's get that done. And I did have someone else email me this morning. If y'all want, I can ink the skull. I can color. We can do whatever y'all want for another couple hours. I just wanted, the main thing I wanted to do today was show y'all how to make some little cards just to make them for other people for encouragement. So now what I'm doing in all these journals, I did a little bit of work in this one. What I start out with these little collage journals is, again, okay, so Ian said there are these warehouses full and the shops buy them there to fill the shelves. Yeah. Okay, good, Ian. Well, it's good to know that your butt is safe. Ian's butt is safe in Yorkshire. Ian, you weren't here a little while ago. My daughter sent me this. Only crafters would really appreciate this, but I'm going to show it again. Look, Denise sent me this. Look, toilet paper seats. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know I'm probably missing. Hi, Lena. Let's see, Kenneth. I know I'm probably missing Artie Dar. Who else am I missing? All right. So what I do in these journals is at first I start out with just gluing down images I like. So let me just find a page here. Okay. So here's one, for example. Here's some images, and I usually glue things down by color theme. So like this one is yellow, purple, a little bit of green. You know, I try to do by color theme. So this is what they start as. Then I go back and add paint. Then I'll go back and stamp or stencil. Or in this case, I drew in my own little lemur there. So, so you start with just little scraps of paper, and you can use this as what I used to call the desk journals. Let me just grab one off the shelf here. I haven't used these leather ones in a while, but just so you can kind of see. I used to use like one of these a year, and this is where I would scrape off my extra paint. And because I'm a collage artist, you know, making collage posters and everything, I have lots of little scraps of paper, which I did do a little organizing. I'll have to show you that. I did do a little bit of organizing on some of my papers this weekend because I wanted to work in these books. But what I would do is I would scrape off extra paint and any little bits of collage I had left, and then I could go back and turn them into some, you know, some little mini art, you know, if I wanted to. You don't have to do all that, but it's a way to throw down some of your paint and scraps of paper and then go back and play with it later and turn it into little works of art. So I used to do like about one of these a year. Now I'm kind of just working, whenever, however. I have a whole bunch of those. Well, I won't show them all now because I've shown them before. So it's kind of the same thing, except this is more purposeful. This isn't just leftovers, although it can be, but it's the same principle of what I did in those books, but just more purposeful. DD Paper Kids on YouTube shows 16 18. Oh, from a 12 by 12. Yeah. I was using 8.5 by 11 and got 10 ATCs out of it. Yeah. Thanks, Lady Jan. So, and then you can go in, like I said, I love lemurs and other animals. Y'all know I do animal posters. But so I just kind of painted them in wherever I want. It doesn't have to be something, but it's a way to use your imagination and just, these are all in process. They're all in progress. And then go in and paint on them. And it's just so chill, All this is paint around the scraps. Paint around the scraps. And then I can go in and stamp on it or stencil on it, put the affirmations on there, paint them in more or less. I can draw and doodle, like I can extend these little leaves and little vines with just, if you just want to sit here and doodle and just extend some little vines and little leaves and go across your pages here. You can just play all day. Okay. So this is kind of what it starts out with, just little slips of paper. And then go in there like this is some playing with, what do you call it? Not Posca, but the Arteza paint pens. And just little bits of, use your imagination. People, I don't have any imagination. Well, have you thrown together a collage this week? Throw together a collage. You'll have some imagination. Again, just painting around some tulips there. And so it's always a work in progress. How well do the Arteza paint pens work compared? I think they're fairly similar, Galena. I think they're fairly similar. Now, that being said, I don't know how long either one will last. I don't know if the Artezas will last as long as the Poscas. No idea on how much paint is actually in there. Although you can see on the Arteza ones, you can see they have like a clear tip on the back where you can see what's in there. So you can see it's all in different stages. This one I didn't let dry. So this is what happens. You got to let your paint dry. So now I've got to go back in there and paint my mountains back in. But it started out, I just had this little bit right here. So I said, well, let's make some more mountains. So I started making a whole mountain range. But I didn't let it dry, so it stuck right there. So I got to go back and paint that back in. But these little Arteza books are really nice for this. It's heavyweight paper. It's like, I don't know, it's at least 110 weight cardstock. I'm not sure. I think it's said on the covers, but I don't remember now. But it's very heavyweight cardstock. And it has a little pocket in the back. And Arteza's not sponsoring me. Sadly, they haven't asked me to do that yet. So I'm just saying, I'm just using them. They're not, I'm not being sponsored by them. And then this is the larger one. So these are what are these? 5 by 5s? I think these are 5.5. Wait a minute, let me measure. I think these are 5.5. Get out my Janet ruler here. Yeah, 5.5 by 5.5. These are 8.5 by 8.5. Now this is just the sketchbook one, which has got the same. It's got heavy paper. Janet has one that is watercolor paper. This one's not watercolor paper. It's just heavy cardstock. So yeah, so this is 8.5 by 8.5. And again, I'm just using like some of the little Timmy photo booth pictures. And again, it's the same thing. It's just this is a little bigger, but it's the same thing. I'm just going to, I've been adding, just going in and adding a little more paint here and there. Here's some of the Arteza little paint pen doodles on there. So I'm just going to flip real quick. I've done a little bit since the last time y'all saw this. Not a lot. I did more in the little one than in this one. So you can kind of see. And then just go in there and play on your pages, doodle on them. You can write, or you can glue other notes. Like if you're more of a journaler, I have separate journals for writing than I do for art journaling. But if you like to combine the two, write your information or write whatever it is you want to do on a separate sheet of paper, and then glue it into your book on top of the art, on top of it. So, and I've only been working in these for 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Both of these I've done in 3 weeks. And again, they're not done. It's an ongoing thing. I'll probably work in them for the whole year, off and on. For, these two can be my, well, I say two. I got another one over here. But I can work in these until I really feel they're really full. Because here's another example. You can add your own art on top of it. I just want to do, you spend all day. Yes, I do. No, you're not being nosy. And yes, I do spend most all my time. And y'all also don't see that I do commissions. I know some of y'all, I've done commissions for you, and y'all have seen my animal portraits, my people portraits. Right now, I'm working on a Doctor Who portrait commission and two dogs portraits. So as soon as I get, do them, most people don't care if I show them. Unless it's like one of their relatives that's passed away. I've done a lot of portraits of, of people that in families that have passed away. They don't want them posted on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So I don't post all my commissions online, but I get, I ask if you mind, now if it's something like a Doctor Who or something like that, people don't care. It's when it's their relatives. I do one family. I've done 5 or 6 of his grandchildren, and I can't show them. Most of them are over on Facebook. He doesn't mind if I post the pictures of my of the commissions I've done for him of his grandchildren, but some people don't want that, right? So if it's a family member, if it's a person, then I usually, I always ask, is it okay if I post this online? If they say no, then I don't, But, when it's a celebrity or a pet, people don't care. They don't care if you post a picture of their pet, but just saying. So but I do those off. Sometimes I do them on stream, but for the most part, they're not done on stream. Unless I do special ones for you guys. And I've done quite a few over the years where I'll go on Instagram and I see someone's dog or cat, and or even like I did, what do you call it? Let me go over here to my Instagram. I'll show you a few that I've done on the show where I pick somebody or their pet, and I just like the way they look, like I did Faithful Mess. I love this picture of Faithful Mess. Come on, Instagram. I think it's my phone's just getting old. I need to get a new phone soon. Come on, let's see here. Hang on, guys. Go to Instagram. Okay, so let me just look here. I'm going to just flip through my Instagram. Let's see where I can find someone's pet. Or okay, here's an example. This is Kenny's granddaughter. So I did this one for Kenny of her granddaughter in pan pastels and pencil. And you can see them all over Instagram. Let's see, who else have I done? Of course, there's all my Inktober monsters from Inktober. This was Edwin. Y'all know I talk about Edwin Boyette. This was his little Zuzu puppy. So I did that for him. Oops, let's go back. Here's Faithful. There's Faithful Mess. That's I call her our Faithful Mess. I love that smile. You cannot get a better smile than that. So when I saw her picture, I had to do that. So there's Faithful Mess. Let's see who else we got here. This is Connie's bearded dragon, who she says she was glad that I did this portrait of her bearded dragon because he has since passed away. So this was Connie's bearded dragon. Again, you can see them over there on Instagram. I just pick people and pets that I like, that attract me, that I just want to do them. And I just do those. I just do those for free. I can't do them all, obviously, you know. This one was Muffy Kate's Juju was this one's. The other one was Zuzu. This is Juju. This is a little cat. So sometimes I just see an animal that I just want to do. Here's Miss Melody. There's her little puppy who she lost last year. And y'all keep Miss Melody in your prayers. She's not around as much, and you know we all are concerned about her whenever she's not around. This one was, I think it was Lynn. Yeah, Lynn's Milo. This was my first I think my first pan pastel attempt. So this was my first pan pastel attempt with color pencil. But yeah. So anyway, I think you get the idea. Oh, thank you, Gaga. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's a high compliment. Thank you so much. So anyway, this is the kind of thing you can do to use up your paint and your scraps and just throw it in a book. It can even just be a composition book, guys. It doesn't even have to be a journal. Just something where you are using up your scraps and stuff. Okay. Oh, and then this one's got more gluing than painting in it at this point. It's kind of like where I've been putting my sticker collection. This year's my current stickers. That's where I've been putting. There's my Xandra stickers there. And then I got some more in the back. And then here too. And then see, I haven't got that much in this one yet. I haven't done that much. I'll just kind of flip through here. It's just kind of the same kind of thing. Just collaging by color. And then you can go in and you can draw on top of it. You can paint on top of it. You can paint pen, for sure, paint pen on top of any of it. So these are the 3 books that I'm working in at the current time. And this one's got lots, like, look, a bunch of patterns that I found online or somebody had. So I did some patterns. This one has more doodles as well. I am working in one other one. I'm working in one other book, but it's not this type of stuff. If y'all remember my, see, look, there's a little doodle there. If you remember the, that fashion, not magazine, that fashion, see, look, I didn't let that glue dry. There we go. I let the glue dry, or paint, either one. So the fashion, that I bought, the fashion sketch pad that had the faint outlines of bodies for you to draw your fashion on. You probably can't even see, it's all gray. But the whole book is, there's heads, bodies at different angles, and then like here's 3 front, side, and I know you can't even see them hardly. Maybe you can, but anyway, the whole book is that. And this is the women's one. There's also a kids one and a men's one. So and it's just tons, like maybe 100 pages, not front and back, just one side. So you got a blank paper on the other side. And so it's also got at the beginning, and it's just on create space paper, copy paper. It's just on copy paper. Does Colleen have that book? I don't know if Colleen has this book. If not, I'm sure it's in her cart probably. She's seen it. I've shown it to her. But it has different, here's the different poses that are lightly grayed out. You see the different poses? They're lightly grayed out throughout the book. Hands for gloves, shoes. I think there's some jewelry. Anyway, so I'm using this one. And then here's all the different silhouettes of kinds of shirts and dresses, and the waistlines, the necklines, the different kinds of fashion terms, the different kinds of necklines. Like that's a sweetheart neckline, straight across, off the shoulder, the jewel halter. It has the different names for the different necklines like this, right? Then it has a dress form, and I don't sew, I don't design fashion, but I like this book here. Here's all the different sewing notions. I liked it for just the ideas that I'm going to throw in it. So what I've been using, I'll show you, I'll get to it in a minute. Here are different marketing tools, women's wear categories, day wear, evening wear, outerwear, intimate apparel, price ranges, different fabrics, the different kinds of fabric selection. So the idea behind this book, and it's a big mama job, it's like let's see how many pages. They are numbered, like almost 600, 588 pages. And it is just create space paper, i.e. copy paper. It's thin. But what the idea behind this is for students really to do their work on these pages and have like a little mini portfolio of their fashion sketches and ideas. But I'm going to use it not just for that, but I want to use it just for a regular idea notebook. So anytime, this is the kind of book, and I've only just started it, so not too much in here. This is a kind of book that I'll have next to me when I'm watching TV. I'll write down, I'll see a pattern I like, or a note, or a country, or a, like I was watching, I'll show you here. I was watching something on History Channel, and they had these different masks. And so it's like more note taking than anything. So then they have these different notes for short description of a mood fashion board, like color palette, fabric and texture, your theme, your target market, typography, styling. So I have all this information, particularly good for fashion students, right? All kinds of little, boxes and charts. So let me show you what this one is, and you can't hardly see it, but it's 2 different, it's like a walking pose. So there's like coming right at you. So I just kind of outlined one just to have it, to see it, because you can't hardly see them in gray. So this is what she looks like. But then I started writing down symbols, these patterns, these designs, some note taking. And this is the kind of way I take down my ideas when I'm watching TV or a video, or, and I've written these down multiple times in multiple books, but I like to keep them handy to remind myself of the different motifs I like, different color schemes, contrast. And then if I just see something I like when I think of a DNA strand, what other those kind of designs come to my mind, right? So this kind of just like brain dump, if you will, just writing down things. I saw a snail on something, and so I sketched him down. I said, well, she needs to have him on a leash. So I just kind of drew a little skirt on her and put a little leash on her pet snail. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, Bacola. Put the link in there. And then, of course, I do my mind mapping. I always like to remind myself of these things. So I kind of, this was one of the photo booth, little photo booth guys. This is not one of Timmy's, but it's from one of the one online. And so I just said, well, I'm going to draw him. There's some other little faces, some different like reptilian skins. Just drew a little claw there. It's just like whatever. It's just like a whatever kind of book, right? Put some little leaf wings on her. And that's all. This is all I've got in here so far. I haven't really worked in it very much. I did this little monkey face, and I titled it, My Name Is Not Adam. Take it for what you will. But anyway, so it's going to be kind of just a whatever kind of book. I could do some kind of fashions or whatever I want. You like the snail on the leash? So those, just whatever ideas come to. Again, I haven't done that much in it because I've been working in my other, collage journaling, right? Then I also did over the weekend, I did kind of organize a little bit. I tried to get a tray. I got a couple of trays. So I cleaned out a couple of I went through one of my big bins. Y'all know I've got tons of big bins. And I don't mean the clock tower. I mean bins, plastic bins. This is just the lid off one. So this is some of my watches here. Y'all know I love the element of time. So I put a lot of clocks, watches, and so I have a lot of those on. I have a lot of them on hand. I have a lot of these on hand. But then I've got all kinds of other little things in here. I got some of my little Timmy doll people, little people. I've just got little cuts. Here's some of Catherine Anderson's little mini small stuff in here. I've got, some of the little acetate. This is kind of just small stuff. Okay. These are my smalls. And so this is my handy one, okay? This is kind of my handy tray. So I can just pull this for little things. But the next size up is this breakfast tray. So on this breakfast tray, on my breakfast tray, are the next a little bit larger. So I've got some of my larger Catherine doors, larger pieces of paper. Here's that Asian kit that I bought, and plus some of my other Asian papers in that little bundle right there. But this one's got larger pieces. This where I deconstructed all my Catherine books. Here's some of my origami paper that I've been using for some of my Asian people in my what do you call it, collage art journals. So I have, come back here, very slick origami papers. So this whole tray, and it's, this is where I'm going to pull from if like I'm doing my abandoned books. Okay, so if I'm working in my abandoned books, I've got this whole big bookcase, just the cover from one of the books. So in here, I've got tons of magazine cutouts, papers, calendar pages, larger pieces of paper. This is my larger pieces of paper. And it's, it's a few inches thick down here. Oh, here's that wall art book that I bought that has from this I got at Barnes & Noble in the magazine section, but it's all this botanical. You're supposed to cut them out and frame each individual one as a piece of wall art, but I'm cutting them up and using them as actual botanicals, right? That's a magazine. Again, more doors, more wrapping papers. So these are just bigger pieces of paper. Things out of Flow magazines or out of Daphne's Diary or Somerset or whatever. Magazine pieces. So this is my bigger tray. So there's that. Then if I lose, that's not enough. Then I go into my bins. I'm only going to pull one bin here to show you. Oh, and I also have this little stack here of some napkins, tissue papers, some different, like this is the paper that Z's order came in. Some jelly plated papers, tissue papers, Timmy tissue papers, this kind of thing. So I just have a little stack of this kind of thing. Handy. And then it gets into the bins. So then we get into bins. I don't even know if I'm backed out enough. Let me see if I'm backed out all the way. So then it gets into these, these deep bins. This one's, I think, 6 inches deep. And I have multiples of these. This is why Denise goes crazy when she comes over to my house. Because then we have this collage fodder. Okay, then we get into this. Old greeting cards, some of stuff left over from Halloween, my ravens, all these kind of faux ephemera, some little stickers there, calendar pages, larger watches, packaging, lots of this Ernst cutouts. So then we get into this. Then we got little frames. We have bat stickers, birds, calendars. This is the kind of stuff from, Daphne's Diary. And here's some little papers. So I will never run out of collage fodder or toilet paper. So anyway, this is, again, this is like 6 inches deep. I can't even get down there to show you everything that's in here. Littler things, like let me pull a handful out here. So this is what I was looking for these. Oh, I'm glad these popped out. These are sent to me as a Post-it notes, and they're planets. I was looking for these the other day, so I'm glad I found those. Okay, so yeah, but all kinds of little shells and all kinds of little more Timmy people in here. Faux ephemera, little bits of stencil bits. And then I keep my postage stamps. My postage stamps are in its own little jar. Keep my postage stamps separate because if I wanted a postage stamp, I'd never find them in here. I mean, there's probably some postage stamps in here, but I try to keep them in their own jar. Here's all that faux ephemera. More faux ephemera. So it's just, that's what I do. I do collage. And it is contained. So in my bins, they are all in bins. So like this, some are bigger, a couple are smaller, but I've got at least, like this one, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, 10 or 15 bins like that. 10 or 15 bins of collage stuff. And then, oh look, there's a little face that we drew at one point. Anyway, but then I'll do stuff like my posters. Like, let me see if I can find a smaller one. We do our posters from this. Wait, let me move this tray back because I'll be the first one to trip over it. Let me pull just a couple here. So what I do is, in case you're new here, and you go, what does she do with all that stuff? Well, I make stuff like this. I build worlds with it. That's what I do with all that collage stuff. It's a little flashed out. I have the light turned up really bright so I'm kind of trying to tilt it so you can see. The black background makes it want to flash out. Let's turn it down just a little. There we go. To all, hi, Ian. Oh, to all the world. Apologize for Dee Dee's hoarding of large amounts. That's not, well, I'm saying, Ian, that if we ran out of toilet paper, we have paper to use. I'm not running out of toilet paper. Oh my gosh. So anyway, this is one of the posters, and there's a video for this. I did this one on this one's on a video. Go look at my collage, mixed media collage playlist. Here's another one. This one is a combination, and it's a circus going on around them. So like the world's a circus, people. Well, Lisbeth, I used to keep it organized in drawers, you know, those tower drawers, those plastic tower drawers you can get at Michael's or whatever. And I had them all labeled. I had botanical. Rarely I'm looking for something specific. So if I'm looking for a watch or clock, I do have little piles of watches and clocks. But for the most part, I'm not really looking for a specific thing. I'm not looking for a lemur and all that piles of stuff. You know what I mean, Vern? And if I need something that badly, I'll paint it like I painted these lemurs. So all the little animals, though, are from a circus book or circus calendar or a combination of both. And then I put the little acrobats at the top and made them like a star chart, which I really like that. So I turned them into like a little star chart around my painted lemur. So I have lots of posters where it's mixed media. There's collage, there's painting, there's drawing my own creatures and painting them, you know. For instance, here is my peace sloth. So there's painting, collage bit, and then I just drew my own hand. This is all painted. He's all drawn and painted. He's just completely drawn, his claws. Then there's a little bit of pink flowers in here, and then I added paint on top. So it's a combination. So, but I do my own animals in these posters. So thank you, Mary Beth. And I've got tons of these. I've shown y'all lots of those. But there's just different ones. Here's another one. I'd like to build worlds. I like to visual worlds rather than written worlds, like Nasser does his writing worlds. Mm-hmm. This one was from a poster, one of those posters marked down at Hobby Lobby. It was a poster of Big Ben. And as far as I can think, that's the only thing that's really left. Everything else here is my imagination. I just, built a world around that Big Ben. Here's a little Japanese guy wrangling time. So he's got a hold of the hands of time there on his little bridge to the other dimension right there. He's wrangling time. And this is different stores to buy some in Sweden. We get some in the center store. Okay. Yeah, and they're going to restock, people. They're going to restock. That's why they're cutting back the hours in the store so they can restock. So I have all these different little dimensions and worlds going on and I really do believe this. There's lots of things going on. Just because something's invisible doesn't mean it's not real. Just because something's invisible doesn't mean it's not real. All right, let's see what else. Here's another one. This started out. I think we started this one with just a blank piece of. This is just on a. This is also on a piece of cardboard, corrugate, and did this world building. Um, did this world building from just a blank piece of cardboard. Let's see what else did I pull here. This one's pretty big. This one is huge, actually. I can't even get it all. And when I worked on this one, it's hard to work on these on the show because I'm having to do this the whole time. Move it up and down, and so there's some little. I use some of the little Timmy people from the little what do you call it? Photo booth people, and they're all in their own little balconies. They all have their own little balconies. And there's our one time traveler right there, or interdimensional traveler right there with his backpack going in. And here's all these other people looking out. See, there's all these different little windows there. This one was kind of tricky to do because it was so big. And it was so big. And then here's little Jean. We made that our little sassy pants Jean on a bad day. I love that little girl, though. I love that little girl down there. So I called that one Jean. But anyway, so this one is really a big piece of paper here. I think that's all I pulled from the pile over here outside. I've shown you all the animals and all those many times. And again, I'll just show you this is like one of the posters that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is one of the posters that I got at Hobby Lobby that I'll recreate something on. I'll turn it into something else. Stairs to another dimension. So, Ian. Oh my gosh. So it's just, we got so many projects we like to do. And, not as much time as we would like to do all those projects. And the other thing that I'm working on, and I'll show, maybe we'll work on it for a couple of minutes, is my skulls here. That, it's going to dry over there. Let me get out my iPad here, which I've been trying to practice. I did buy some classes from Udemy to teach myself some digital. I got the different ones. I got Painter, Sketchbook, Procreate. There's another one or two I got too. But anyway, and they're all kind of similar and all kind of do the same thing. Oh, Adobe Draw. I got Adobe Draw. I think I had to pay for that one. Well, no, I had to pay for Procreate, I think was 10. Adobe Draw might have been 19. But, anyway, so I did buy a few apps. And then I signed up for some Udemy classes let me see if I can bring that up to tell you what classes. And again, they're not sponsoring me. I can't bring it up right here. I'm not signed in, so I can't show you the classes. But anyway, they had a sale. Yeah, Ian. They had a sale at the first or over the holidays. Some of their classes are like 100, 150, and they had them on sale for $9.99. So I bought, I think, 5 Udemy classes. But anyway, let me go over here to did I put it in, where's it, Procreate, I think. So Cameron sent me, or Cameron found, and 2 people had told me these are, I didn't know. Cameron might have said they were deer skulls, but I didn't know if they're coyotes or what. And, okay, Ian. But two people told me that they were a deer. So anyway, Cameron, a friend of Cameron's, gave him all these bones, and he bleached them all, and then he put them back together. So he put together these heads here, and let me just turn it here. Let's see if I can turn it and make it big here. So I took one here and I put it in space, and I'm going to put a little astronaut. Kathy Berg's idea was put a little astronaut in there. So I'm going to put a little astronaut in there. And but I also wanted to draw them by hand. So I have them sketched out here. Let me go back. Let's see. Let me go back to my gallery. I have them sketched out, and I did practice this. Somebody posted this online the end of the year, first of the year, of a place that he stopped by. He posted this picture of these stairs in the woods. There were stairs in the woods. It was like, bye, Kenneth, and hi, Carolyn, and Barbara, and anybody else popping in. And so I took the photograph, and of course I linked him, tagged him because it's his photograph. But I just added this at the top. This is his photograph here, and it was just trees. It was just trees right there. So I wanted to practice and play with some brushes and stuff. So I did that. I did that little star world at the top of the staircase, and it took me about, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes because I didn't know what I was doing because I was just learning this stuff, right? So yeah, so I'm still learning it, but again, it takes time. It takes time to do this stuff. Here's one of the collage that you saw. That okay, here, let me show you, because I wanted to show y'all some of my stuff I'm trying to learn digitally. Let me get that piece back out here. No, it wasn't this one. Well, where'd you go? I just had you. This one. All right, so I put this one. I took this one here, and I put it into Procreate to play with, to see what I could do with it digitally. And so this is what I've worked on. It's different because I've done a lot of stuff too. I cropped it. I got rid of a lot of this down here, but I wanted to really play with the star systems. So here's what I've done with it so far. This is what I've done with it so far and it's messy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not like a composition. It's not, this is more for technique practicing with the brushes, the luminant, the lighting, the luminite, well, bright stars. So, this is just more for my practice. It's not supposed to really be anything particular. It's just practicing doing brushes and blending and stars. So this is what it went from, this right up here, from here up. And it's a little flashed out because there we go. So I took that and put it into Procreate, and I'm playing with it here. So this is what I've kind of done with it so far. So let's see, what else have I been doing? Just really playing with different brushes. Y'all saw where I colored a baby Yoda in digital. I didn't draw him. This was drawn by Matthew Weldon, and I asked him if I could color it. So yeah, I added some things, like I added this little ball hanging from his ear. Oops, come back. I added some other things. I added a little hat on the frog. But anyway, so again, trying to play with the brushes and the lighting effects and all that. So I did him and colored him in Procreate. And just playing with some of my monsters drawings and stuff like that. So not a whole lot, because I just, I've been watching the classes, watching the courses, and just going into Procreate and just messing around with the techniques and the layers and, learning it. Just trying to learn it. Okay, so what I did here, now let me go back to my photos, is I wanted to ink I wanted to ink these by hand. Let me go back to my photos here. Pictures that I took of Cameron's. So here we go. So here's one of them. So this is just a photograph of the skull. And then here it is from the side. It's the same skull, just one is from the side and one is from front on, right? So what I want to do is I've blacked out the background and I want to just ink it. So I think I'll work on this for about 5-10 minutes. We'll see. You want to ink the skull? Well, I haven't put an astronaut in his eye yet. I mean, what I'll probably do on this one is I'll probably use like one of those stickers or something for in the eye. But in the Procreate version where I've thrown the stars and everything, what I'll do with that one is I will hand draw it with my eye pencil, draw it in rather than take a picture and move it in. I'll try to draw in an astronaut in the eye. Okay, so let's see here. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little. And I used acrylic ink just to paint out the background, right? So what I'm going to do first is I think I'll throw in some stars just to give it that look because I like the way it looks. So let me get a little white paint here. So we just do a little rabbit trails and we do a little everything here. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get out a little white paint. Oh, I do want to do this real quick. I don't want to forget because I always forget to do our 1001 ways to be creative. Let me do this real quick where we do a page. So this is where we left off. And so if you want to keep like a running little list of some ideas, here's some inspiration. Make a wish list for the future. You fill in the blank, right? I always dreamed of living in blank. I'm dying to write a book about blank. If I were to give a commencement speech, it would begin with, I would like to make enough money to fill in the blank. I've always wanted to learn to, in my lifetime, I want to experience, I wish I could make a difference in blank. I would like to be doing more of, I could see myself being friends with William Shatner. Janet. William Shatner actually talked back with me on Twitter, and Janet goes, "Look at you talking with William Shatner. He is so funny. He's just like a no BS kind of guy." And anyway, but Janet got a kick out of him talking to me on Twitter. But I could see myself being friends. I look forward to discovering blank. If I could travel to only one place, it would be blank. And then here we are at 61, 62, 63, and 64. So I'll read these. Find an object from your childhood and turn it into a piece of artwork. Well, I'm turning in a piece of Cameron's. 62. Churn your own butter. Well, that ain't happening in my house, but 63. Well, never say never. 63. Ride the waves, ebbs, and flows, questions and answers, or flashes and insight and see where they take you. 64. Enter an unusual competition to test your limits. I did that one time. I'd never carved a pumpkin. And when I went back to college, they had a pumpkin carving contest and I won. I actually won. Never carved a pumpkin before, but I won the pumpkin carve. I won a ribbon. Hubster asked me the other day, "Have you ever won a trophy?" I went, "Well, I won a ribbon. I don't think I've ever won a trophy." But anyway, so these are ideas to spark your creativity and your imagination. I'm going to move it to the next week. And it's 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration. Barbara Ann Kipfer. And it's just a little book of inspirations and quotes and things, creativity. So I try to read some of that every week. All right. So I'm going to get my water here and water this down. Let me see. Let me get my my Japanese calligraphy brush because it's floppy. You want something real floppy, a floppy brush. All right. So are we still with the tour, people? We still with the tour? Don't forget, Janet comes on at 1. Janet, have you decided what you're going to do? You and Eileen? Tap off the excess here. Otherwise, you'll get big stars, which is okay because some are bigger. And I'm trying not to get too much on here because I'm going to ink on here and I don't want this to interfere. So what I'll do is I'll throw these stars and then I'll go in and make sure there's no little splatters on where I'm going to work. Okay. I'll go back in here and add some nebulas, some planets, use some marbles for planets or just draw some, whichever. All right, so this is a start, and I don't have to do this now. I could do it later, but it just looks good. It's inspiration to me to see it all start up. All right, so let me rinse this brush. All right, and let me hit this with the heat gun. Put up these bone folders that we used. All right, let's dry this. What did Janet say? I think it's because she's part Who? It was so funny because William Shatner goes, everybody was saying, let's do this instead of shaking hands while the virus is around, right? So everybody just instead of doing what do you call it? Shaking hands. And so when I went to my dermatologist a couple weeks ago, instead of it was a week and a half ago, I don't know, whenever it was. Anyway, instead of shaking hands with them, I just said, I did this. And he looked at me like, what? And I said, that's what's going around the internet. Instead of shaking hands, you do the Vulcan live long and prosper. And he looked at me like I had 3 heads. I had to explain it to him. But let's see here. So what I did is I posted this to William Shatner and people that were talking about it. I showed it to y'all before, but so I did post my painty hand when I did this. I took out the 50. I had I did it for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Back in when was this? I don't know, about 4 or 5, 6 years ago when the 50th anniversary was. So I just took the 50 out. I just blacked it out and posted that. So William Shatner he took a picture of himself and he was like this. He was like this. He took a picture of him doing this from the other side or whatever because he couldn't do it. So he had his other hand moving his fingers because he couldn't do this. It was really funny. No, I'm not a Klingon. All right, let's finish drying. See, I've already smeared this right here with my sleeve, which is fine. I want to make sure I don't have any painty bumps though. You can only do it with one hand, Janet. But what's funny? I can't curl my tongue. And I tell like my kids and stuff, they'll go, you can't curl, hubster. What do you mean you can't curl your tongue? I cannot curl my tongue. You know how you can, well, y'all know what I mean. I cannot do that. I really want to make sure these are dry because I'm going to be putting my hand on it. And I don't want to be smearing them. If I smear them, I'll just, fix it with black pencil and throw some more on there. Or do a pasta. You can make bigger planets here and there with pasta. Shooting star. I just thought of this. I said, well, I could do a shooting star right here, but then it's going to look like snot coming out of his nose. And we don't want that. You can do the Vulcan neck pinch. can't. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What did Janet say? I can turn my eyelids inside. I used to do it because I made my brother vomit. Oh my gosh, you're bad, Janet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have my picture here of my skull right on my iPad here. And I want to get out some ink. So I'm going to get out my little, one of my little soap stones. I just got different little, got little soap stones here to put some ink in. Let me reach up here and get some. Which one do I want to use? I'll use my Kohinoor. So I have different inks here. And I'm going to put out a little bit of, just put out a little bit of ink here. And close it with a baby wipe or something because it can snap and then that ink will go flying. So, all right, now let's see, what brush do I want? I think you know what I'm going to start with though. Before I start inking with the brush, I think I'm going to do some ballpoint pens. No, I was going to say I like the ballpoint pen, but I'll go ahead and use a Faber-Castell because this is waterproof, and so I'll just do a little bit with that. Let's see if I can zoom in. What did Nana say she does? Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more here. That looks pretty good. So you can see where I just pencil sketched just to kind of give me an idea of what I want to do here. And I might be smearing some stars, but it'll be okay because I'll fix it if I do. If you have any questions, put it in caps. All right, so I'm going to kind of zoom in. Look, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm zooming in. Look, see how I'm going to see all those little details? Look at all the little cracks and little things like that. So that's what I want to do. And I've got the S, the small Faber-Castell waterproof. And I'm going to take my bracelet off because I'm going to be scraping, right? Anytime I do close-up work like this, the bracelet can do that. So I'm going to take that off. All right. So I don't know how far we'll get. We'll work for a few minutes just so you can see where I'm going with it. And then when I get to big, large areas that are going to be blacked out, where I'll end up putting stars in there too, I think I'm going to go ahead and start right here with this crack. So let's move in here. And now I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of this. This is going to be very tiny, detailed stuff, right? But I'm just kind of looking at the picture. And it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, I'm going to try to do it as exact as I can. So I'm actually going to do this for Cameron. Although I think he wants the digi one. he liked the way I was doing those stars and the, So I'm just going to I'm just freehanding it. I have I have a little bit of marks right there, pencil marks, but it's just kind of a guideline. I didn't really, I didn't trace it out or anything. I just hand sketched it. And so, oops, come back. Now I want to get over here on these ear holes. And I made this a little thinner. This could have been just a little bit wider, but I wanted it thin enough to get them both in because I got the side view and the front view. Okay, I got these little holes up here. I guess it would be called, I guess maybe those are the ear holes. I'm not sure. I don't know my dear anatomy. But there, I might put some extra little cracks in there that really aren't there, but I want them there. So you can do whatever you want. You just use it as like a reference. Okay, I also need my kneaded eraser. Where's that? Or an eraser. So I painted around the skull here, so some of my lines are just kind of in the way. I want this nice and sharp. Again, that's paint. Just kind of doing both sides to make them fairly even. And then some of the little shadows in the cracks, like here, I can do that with the pen. If it gets like in this big area here, I can paint. I can paint some areas in. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to get it blocked in. But it's very detailed, very tiny is what I'm after. Hubster is bringing home Chick-fil-A, Janet, so I won't miss your show today. I won't have to go out. He said he'd bring home Chick-fil-A. A lot of our restaurants, I don't know which ones are where, but a lot of restaurants are going to drive through and take out only, which that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just make sure and tip those people carrying it out so they get their tips, right? Okay, so this side has like a big piece of bone that this side is already broken off. So that'll be on that side. Move up here a little. What pen am I using? It's the Faber-Castell Pitt S. It's the S, which is small. There's also a fine. Let me show you the fine. There's the fine versus the S. The fine is a little bigger than the S. I think the S is the smallest one. Can you see right there? I'm using the smallest one, but the smallest one is S, and the fine is a little bit bigger. There's also the B for the brush. Here's the medium. Here's the medium, so you can see the difference. Oops. I'm so zoomed in, I have to remember. And I could use this like in the larger areas, but I might as well just use my ink, right, out of the bottle. They dried up. Well, you got to use them, Nana. Here's the brush. See, I could use this brush one. I could use the brush one like right in here where I'm going to do a filler. But I kind of want to ink it with the ink just to make it different, to use all our equipment. Okay, so this comes in. I gotta remember to stay in camera because I'm so zoomed in. It's easy to get off frame. A little bit more there. Make some space so I can stay in here. We'll be doing like little shading and stuff too with the pen, but got to get it all based in. Not saying much. I'm not talking much here. Probably just do some ink right around there to get that little shape up around there. Same for in here. This kind of comes up in here. All right. Let me go ahead and ink this in here just to have that in there. Let's get a little brush. Let's see. Stand up here. My zebras somewhere here are really good. Hang on, guys, I'm digging around. Oh, this one will look good. This one looks good. I don't know what brand I have. I don't really have a couple of zebra brands that are really that last a little longer that I got from what do you call it? Jet pens. But you can get these at you can get them in Michael's too. But I just buy cheap brushes. I just buy cheap brushes. She was watching a nice video yesterday about tonal values using the ratio of P of quart and pint quart and gallon expressed to how much each. Well, you just go for that, Ian. You just roll with that, dude. No, it does kind of sound a little interesting, actually. But I can't watch your reply and think about that right this minute, Ian. Oh my gosh. Janet, I missed what you said you were going to do. You and Eileen, what are y'all going to do today? Am I standing camera? Okay. Did the deer have its teeth? No, these are the sockets. When I get down here, look, you're not going to. I'll go ahead and do this then. These are the sockets. Now there you can still see some of it is black and some of it will be gray shaded or like line shaded. But yeah, no, these are the sockets for the teeth. I just hadn't got down here yet. Are you happy now? You're making a new wooden watercolor. Oh, okay. Oh, and she's griping about that. So Janet's going to make a new wooden watercolor box. If y'all haven't seen Janet makes these, she makes these boxes to put the little pans in, to put the little watercolor pans in. And can I say that you got some new watercolors? Can I say that, Janet? Janet was gifted the Arteza. Can I say? So I think she's going to pan them. Too late now? Oh my gosh, Janet. I didn't say who they were from. Not from me. Somebody else gifted them to her. I'm trying to stay in frame here. All right, so let's see. Let's get a couple of these little darker spots up in here. Might as well with the ink. I don't want to get too thick in here because I can do that those real thin little lines with the brush. I mean the pen. Have a new metal tin for half pan watercolors. Oh, Daniel Smith has a new metal tin for half pan watercolors, Ian. Let's get right on this edge here. I'll do some of this other bit with the pen. The plastic tin did not go down well. Did they try to market a plastic tin, Ian? No, let's go back up here. I don't know. Is this very interesting? I don't know, guys, how interesting this is for you. I did have a couple people say to ink it on astronaut days. Can you ink it as astronaut? I don't know if they meant today is astronaut day. I don't know if they meant today was astronaut day or not. It was a pocket travel tin, but not well designed. So the new metal is more like the watercolor artist tin to use. Yeah. You get in here with some little tiny, the little thin lines right in there. So, all right, let's see, right in here. I'm just inking the big spots. I'm kind of not talking that much because I'm kind of concentrating, you know. But I want to get some pin work, tiny pin work in there first before I do too much more there. This one's kind of shaded in there. This needs to come up more. Okay. Take a breather, take a breath. Let me clean my brush out just to make sure it doesn't get dry. Let me. Let's dry this. Yeah. Can't talk. Arting. Yeah. He posts some of the funniest things on Facebook. I don't, like I said, I get over Facebook probably once a day anymore, but he always seems to pop up, I guess, because Facebook knows I laugh at Blade's comments. Hubster and I read them to him all the time because we both think he's hilarious. Um, he says some funny stuff. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jay Weber. Oh, I said hi to you earlier, I think. Hi, Lucy. Judy O. Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Anybody else I missed? I'm going to work for about 15 more minutes, guys. Then, well, I could probably hang around for about 30 more minutes. When Hubster comes home with that Chick-fil-A, I'm out of here, baby. And Janet comes on at 1. So, but hopefully you got some inspiration. Hopefully you got, let's see if I can stay in frame here. Hopefully you got some inspiration. Well, let me get my pen going here. Rub it. That I'm getting Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I know. Janet likes it too. So this is going to be like the little tedious, you know, little shading, little outlining, little drawing. All these little cracks and a little more detail on the sides here. A little shade here. I kind of, my shading when I'm inking is kind of scribbling. There's all different ways to shade. You can cross hatch. You can do like you can do this kind of shading. Like you can shade like this. You can shade like you can cross hatch it. I'm a scribbler I do a little bit of this in some areas, but I like to scribble shade because, just because I do. And a lot of times when I'm sketching and drawing for myself, I'm drawing with a ballpoint pen. So I can get in there with, let me just use the back end of my brush so I don't have to clean the brush. So like I can get in there if I have a dark area like this, then I can get in there and do more shading with scribbles. I just like that look. That's just the one I like, but had a lot of fun. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Fran, have I ever sent you anything? Email me your address, Fran, if I've never mailed you anything. Send me your address and make sure you put Fran on there so I know who I'm talking to. And do that, guys. If you ever email me, I say, well, email me. Give me your address if you won something or a giveaway or something. I'll say, email me. Make sure you put your screen name, because if your name is different, like I know Ian Jackson, I'm Dee Dee Willingham, but if you have a different name, Over the Moon or whatever, I'm not going to know who you are. So make sure you give me your name to send stuff to you. Okay. So anyway, that's a kind of inking I kind of like to do is kind of like that. I like the scribbly bits. Pill packet stamping next. What's a pill packet stamping? What is that, Fran? Do you have time to say? Do you have time to say what that is? I'm not sure what pill packing stamping is. I'm just not sure what that is. Oh, a super happy mail on Laura's channel. Okay. You dip an empty pill packet into ink or paint and just stamp it all over. Oh, I'll have to watch that. I'm sure you have a video on it, right? Interesting. That's different. I don't think I've ever seen that. I want this to come up a little further, I think. I keep going over there and looking at chat every now and then. How's it looking? Oh, you'll do it soon. Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, Debbie. I should probably kind of work a little both because it makes it so that you don't overwork one side and not the other. And again, I'm not trying to necessarily do a botanical, an anatomical uh, rendering like you might need for your science class. It's essence of deer skull, as Blade would say. You know, thanks, Ian. Yeah, and I want to put the little astronaut in this one, like flying that. But it's kind of like doing a contour drawing. You just kind of follow the lines. If you ever done a contour drawing, it's kind of what it's kind of feels like. Thanks. Thanks. And highlighting laughter. Let's see. I don't want too much up here. I like the negative space here, but I do need to kind of get the edge of the skull a little bit more bumpy. So let's put in a little bit more bumps in the head. What's that called when somebody can read your head by the bumps? Yeah, there's a name for it. Phrenology. Hi, JL, Janice. Yeah, I have a Doctor Who commission to do. I'm working on that. I have to have that done by the end of the month. So there's all these like open holy things here. Kind of like that. I mean, it's symmetrical, but not, you know. I mean, there's all kinds of little bits that are, you know, you want them on the same sides, but they're not really different areas are worn away. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you like. Yeah, I know I had a couple people email me, go ink the skull. When are you gonna ink the skull? You know. And while I'm inking the skull, I'm gonna remind y'all to go check out Nasser in his horror. Let's see if it's still in my clip. You know, my copy and paste. Let's still see if it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. It's still in my paste. So there's Nasser's Indiegogo, where he's got his new comic coming out, and also don't forget, like I said, he's got horror books on Amazon as well. And he's young, and so I like to support the young people. And Jason is his comic artist, and he is at, I wrote it down, Illustration by Design on YouTube is Jason. So follow these people and give them some support. All right, let's get around and right in here now. Galena, any sub in the sketch? What was that? Wait, Galena, I didn't see what it said. Anyone sub to the sketchbook art supply thing? I'm not sure what that is, Galena. Sub sketchbox art? You mean to the videos of the sketchbox unboxing? I watch the sketchbox unboxings. Is that what you mean? Isn't that the one By Bun does? Doesn't By Bun do those unboxings? I mean, I think that's not the owner of the company. The owner of the company, I think, has a YouTube channel too. If that's what you're talking about, Galena, I'm not sure. Trying to stay in frame. Okay, so this one comes up in front here. There's little shadows back in here. Just so to, do you? Oh no, I don't sub to the boxes. I see what you're saying. Is anybody subbing? Have a subscription to the boxes? Oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't. I don't. think I need. I mean, I never said I don't need. I don't need any more art supplies, Galena. But yeah. I'm just kind of going back and forth and looking all over at it. I don't tend to get the boxes. I like to custom buy all my art equipment. Yeah. I guess I can understand how it can be kind of if you don't know a lot of art supplies or if you just want a sample of something, you know. Hi Cam. Yeah, we're doing a deer skull, inking the deer skull. Let me make sure I have this line here. So anyway, guys, I'll do this for a couple more minutes and I'll head out. It's almost noon. Don't forget to Janet streams at 1. Has anybody confirmed if Jean's streaming at 4? Any confirmation on that yet? This big chunk of bone is right there. That's this side must have broke off. She hasn't answered, Eileen? Okay. All right, let's keep working down the face here. Okay, that's not inside there. And I'm not talking much, guys. I'm trying to concentrate here. Some kind of textury bone marrow in there. I'll back out so you can see the whole thing in a minute. Oh, thanks. Hi, Vonnie. Thanks, Curly. Oh, thanks. I'll back out in a minute so you can see the whole thing. Trying to get as much done here as I can. Let's go right down here on the little bones. Lots of little details. I'm trying to just kind of contour draw it out. And I know I'm not usually this quiet, but I'm trying to really just kind of wrap this up. So I have to kind of focus. There's these little indentations here. Holding my breath. One minute. All right, let's see what this looks like when I back out. There we go. There we go. We got to start. It's not every little detail is done, but we got a big chunk of it. Oh, we got a chunk of it. So you can see what, because you're so used to looking at it real tight. So yeah, thanks. And so we still have this one to do here, but it's coming along. Coming along. I need there's a little extra bone thing right in here. It needs to be in there to make them look kind of eye socket even. There's that little bone in there. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks, guys, for being here. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Maybe I'll post a picture of in progress because I'm probably not gonna do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll work on it while I'm watching Janet's show. But I wanted y'all to see how it's going. I wanted y'all to see at least some of the work. Thanks. Thanks, Curly. So there's the size right there. You can tell the size. All right. Thanks, Shelly. All right, guys. Don't forget Janet streams at 1. I'm going to get some lunch. I will post Nasser and Jason's links in my description box. At least go over there and look at it, guys. I mean, I know if you're not a horror person, you go, oh, no. Just support the young people. And thanks, Bonnie. All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. All right. Bye.